Hi, this is Will with My Spiritual Clarity. Today's video is about signposts to recognize the helper's paradox. So what is the helper's paradox? Well, the helper's paradox states that the more a person needs to help, the less able they are to help. And it's a paradox because you would think that the more you want to do something, the more capable of it you should be. The more you might want to mow the lawn, the more able you should be to mow the lawn. But this need energy tends to repel the people that we really want to help and serve as healers, as helpers. I work with a lot of healers, coaches, and therapists, and so if that need becomes the biggest thing in the room during their sessions, their client can't heal, they can't progress, they can't improve. And so what are some of the signposts to recognize the helper's paradox? I've got a little list on my computer here that I took straight from the mini book that I'm writing on the helper's paradox. So here are some. Procrastination when it comes to your own work. You tend to prioritize everyone else's emails, messages, your kids' needs, your partner's needs, your parents if you have aging parents. Everyone else seems to take priority, if not every time, a lot of the time. And again, with the helper's paradox, I've mentioned this in other videos, there's a lot of gray areas. This doesn't mean that you should always put your work first. For example, don't get black and white about this. If your kid comes up and they're bleeding, you don't say, "No, honey, I'm writing my book. This is my work for the world. This is how I'm going to make a difference in the world. Your bleeding can wait." No, of course you deal with the bleeding child. So please don't get silly about this. Be mature adults about this. So procrastination when it comes to your own work is first and foremost. Feeling overwhelmed is a big one. Anytime that my clients are overwhelmed, it's because they're taking too much responsibility for others or for the world. They're putting the weight of the world on their shoulders, which I have a lot of personal experience with, especially in the past. Number 3 is the inner critic is having a party in your head and you're not invited. If ever the inner critic gets too strong, if it's just too loud, a little bit of critic, that's okay. Some people call it something else. They call it the wise counselor or something like that. But I'm talking about when the inner critic's having a party in your house, in your head, and you're not invited. The 4th is feeling like a fraud. If you're feeling like a fraud, chances are you're taking too much responsibility for others' healing, for their empowerment, for their results. And you're feeling like a fraud because your worth or the worth of your work is too closely tied to the results of your clients. Now, if none of your clients are getting the results that they want, we got to look at that from a business perspective, but that's a different thing. Next is not owning your expertise or not having one that you can really hang your hat on. So the helper's paradox, people that are trapped in the helper's paradox love to be helpers of all and masters of none. They are amazing at helping to set up for a party and Jack or Jane of all trades and master of none. So when you don't have an expertise, you don't have that awkward or potentially painful conversation where you say, "No, I'm not available to help with that." Someone says, "Oh, I need help with my taxes," and they know that you're a good numbers person. "No, I can't help with that. I'm writing my book. I'm launching my course," etc., etc. Next is playing small. And very similar to that last one, but a bit of a different take or different angle is you're playing small when you're spending too much time helping others. So you are supporting lots of great charities, which is important work. However, you could be truly following your passion, your gifts by, again, writing your book, launching your course, whatever your expression of your healing work is going to be out in the world. But instead, you're helping with that fundraiser locally. Now, again, no black and white here. There's lots of gray area. Maybe you should be helping on that charity. Maybe there is truly no one else. But more often than not, what I find with my clients is their need to help makes them the only person available to lead that charity or that fundraiser drive. Very nuanced stuff. And it's tricky to make a video about this when I can't be there with you in person to make sure you don't go to any dark places on this, but it's there nonetheless. Next is people pleasing. That's a big one. Overgiving, a big one. Burnout is huge. If you're dealing with any burnout as a helper, as a healer, as a coach, as a therapist, as a parent, the helper's paradox is at play. I can almost guarantee it. I don't want to say guaranteed because, I can't see you personally. I can't know your personal circumstance, but very, very likely. Not doing well with self-care is for sure the helper's paradox. And having crappy boundaries. You could put the example I always give is you could put a do not disturb sign on your door with your family. But if you're stuck in the helper's paradox, your kids just blow right past it. They don't even acknowledge that that exists. Now, up to a certain age, doesn't matter what you do, kids don't acknowledge boundaries. I know with my 6-year-old. Uh, but in a general sense, your do not disturb sign means nothing to your family, to your friends, to anyone until you address this helper's paradox. So these are some of the signposts to look out for, to know if you are trapped in the helper's paradox. And in my next video and in some of my other videos, I talk about what can you do. And one thing that you can do is look out for in my emails, my weekly emails to my list, on the 21st of October. We're doing our next half day of the helper's paradox. I've done 2 of these so far, and they were really beautiful is the best word I can use to describe them. We went really deep, but it was also a wonderful amount of time, which created the space that we needed to go deeper on this very nuanced topic of the helper's paradox, because again, no black and white, very lots of space for the gray to figure out where do you fall on the spectrum of the helper's paradox, and then how can you step out of it, not so that you stop helping, but actually so that you can help even more, so that your impact can be even greater. But it comes from letting go of that need to help and stepping into your true gifts and your true contribution in the world, which I have found you can only do once you address this helper's paradox. So please do like, subscribe this video down below. If you'd like more information about the 21st, I'll put a link in the description, and also join my weekly email list, because that's where the actual offer will be made. And hope to see you on the 21st. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye for now.